good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS on the broken YouTube. And today we're taking a look at KiraStudio by Bleubleu OU. It's an 8-bit lightweight DAW, and it's pretty damn cool. Let's ja. Right, let's just get straight to it. YouTube is an absolute bag of shit that just doesn't work anymore. There we go. I got it off my chest. Hi, I'm Jade. Welcome to How to App on iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Look at this, folks. Let me show you something here. I don't know if I can show you right now. I'm going to try and type something into the chat, into this very chat right now. I'm going to type hello. Let's see what happens. Nothing. I can't type in my own chat. I don't exist in my own chat right now. I can't put a pinned comment to today's app because YouTube is so broken, man. Every day, it's a new surprise. You wake up, I can't chat. All my comments come up as somebody else. What? Anyway, enough of that. It's so frustrating to work for this company, and they just are infuriating. Right. Breathe. Let's get into it. Hello, anybody who's here. I don't even know if I can see chat because it's not working for me properly. Feisty Feather, I'm guessing, is here. Dave Bops, thank you very much for the very kind super thingy. Baseline is here as well too. Fat Panda Cat. I can't tell if anyone else is here because it's just this thing is broken. YouTube is an absolute utter mess. I saw on Leela's stream somebody else wasn't being recognized in the chat. Who knows? Who knows? Each day it's a brand new surprise. So today we're taking a look at this really cool app called KiraStudio. It is a self-contained DAW. Now, just to be very clear, it is $8.99. This is a cross-genre app. You can download the PC version. This one also works on Mac, your iPad, and your iPhone. So you've got complete cross-platform ability. You can open a project here. I do believe you can open a project in here and open it on the Mac, and I do believe so on the PC as well. All right, so yes. Now, a couple of things I need to clarify. This is not an AUV3 app. This is not something you can open up. Hello, Denise. That you can open up inside another DAW or AUM or anything like that, and it is not able to load up AUV3s within the app itself. It is a self-contained, very lightweight, specific 8-bit creation for a DAW for creating 8-bit music, right? I know that's going to turn, because it's not going to be for everybody. I just love 8-bit music and thought this was really quick and easy to make such stuff. So I thought I wanted to cover it here on the show. Let me bounce over here to the website. So KiraStudio.org is the official website where you can grab the Windows version for free, the portable Windows version. It is also available on Android. So it is multi-platform, this thing. Mac OS and iOS is the same app. So there is all of that. We'll get into it now. Of course, there's a whole lot to this app. Definitely not everything that I can cover in one show. So there is that. I don't know if I can get through all of it. We're just going to go through the basics mostly so you can get an understanding on if this app is actually for you and you should spend your $9 on this app, right? So let's get into it. Come over here to our iPad and open it. Now, the first thing you're going to see when you open it up is this welcome screen, which has a little bit of a tutorial. You can turn this thing off once you view it. You can say, I don't want to see it again. I reinstated it just so you guys can see the process of when you turn it on. I'm guessing chat is totally fucked because there's no movement whatsoever. I'm going to try typing again. Hello? Anything? Nothing. Doesn't come through. Great. Good stuff. Well done, YouTube. You rock. So, page one. So we've got little arrows up here to go through. They're nice and animated. So the first section here says to pan around, simply swipe decisively to pan around your screen. Very simple instructions here. To zoom in and out, pinch. So you know how to pinch. If you've been using iOS for a long enough time, you'll understand pinching. To add things like patterns, notes, tap in an empty space. So pretty easy. Tap to add anything in, double tap to delete. It's super, super lightweight and simple. To select things like patterns, long press and wait for the little pulsating light, and you can start dragging your finger across. Long pressing on things will normally open contextual menu. Try everything you see to open that contextual menu. Pretty standard stuff. Long pressing on most numerical sliders on the Project Explorer will allow you to automate parameters in various ways. So there's automation in here as well too. On the subject of sliders, you can switch position. So this is cool. You can see here, if you drag actually on the slider, it moves at a fairly fast pace. But if you lift your finger slightly above and drag, you get more control. So it slows down, you get that more fine-grained control. We've got all the documentation. I'll show you how to get to that as well. Bluetooth. Bluetooth adds latency. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about this. So this is for headphones and speakers. This is not an app that you can use an external keyboard either. This is all drawing notes in. This is, for some people, this is going to be a turn-off, right? This is what it is. You can join the Discord for more information. Alrighty, there is that. So, firstly, we'll head over. So it's very DAW-like, right? You do get some projects to play around with first. Let's check out those, show you where they are, and then we'll get into where everything is. All you need to do is hit the Open tab, and this brings up down here, Open a project or import from storage. So if you've got a MIDI file you might want to import as well, you can import MIDI files. So do I have any here? Let me just check. In samples, we may have some in here. What have we got? Guitar, MIDI pack for guitar, guitar MIDI, some chord loops. So yes, you can import MIDI in here as well. Hello, Tom. Yeah, I can see you. Man, what is wrong with fucking YouTube? We'll try me again. Test. I'm still gone. You know how I fixed this the other day? I had this problem the other day with YouTube. How I fixed it was I went on the mobile app, typed something in the mobile app, and then I was able to do it on desktop. I don't know. So yes, you can import MIDI in here as well too. See how simple that was? So if we hit play. Ooh. Hi, Leila. So as you saw, that was very easy to import MIDI tracks. So if you've been working on stuff in Logic or anywhere else that you've got MIDI files, you can bring those in here quite easily. Let's just hit New again. We'll close that out. So here's our new project. I'm going to hit Open. And down here, that's where you import MIDI from storage, or you've got Open Project down here. And you've got 5 projects. You can also download SoundFonts and include those in here as well too. Let's just open this Celeste one, tick the box and hit play. This is the kind of stuff you can make with this. Right, so there's one of them. We'll check out another one, and then we'll get into it. What do we got here? Battle Network 6. Sounds a bit longer, I think. Ed Zelinsky, hello. So that's obviously got an automation running on it to keep sending it back. Hello, Jamie Lynn as well. Those of you I can see in the chat with this extremely broken YouTube chat. We'll open one more quickly. We'll open this one down here, The Legend of Zeta Force. And this one's only a short one, I think, as well. We'll pinch, 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 pinch. Oh, we won't. So this one's quite a long one, really complex, right? There's a lot going on. So you get the idea, right? Let's go back to new up the top and we'll cover all these buttons up here. Let's get into it. We've got undo, redo. We've got copy, paste, delete. So the typical things you'd find in a DAW. Obviously, hit new and it's going to create a new track each time. If you've got stuff in here, it's going to ask if you'd like to save it before it creates new. Open, when you tap open, you get to select one of the projects that you've either created or the demo projects. Import from storage, this is where you import your MIDI files into a project. Also, this is where you save. So you can hit save here. You get a whole bunch of options, a new project or save to a new project. You can name it in here as well. So you tap in this box, you can name it whatever you want, and you can delete a project as well. Pretty easy stuff. Export. So once you've finished your project, you can export the entire project like you would in Logic to a finished song as an OGG or a WAV file, or you can export your songs as a MIDI file. So then you can import that into something else outside of here. You've got some configuration stuff. Very simple. Again, this is meant to be lightweight and not meant to be something that's going to rot your brain to get to use and spend months and months learning like Logic. So you've got system language, right? You can just hit system. That's going to be, if you've got English, it's going to be English, right? You can show the tutorial at the start. Here's where you decide that. Rewind after play. Very handy, this one. If you're wondering why each time I hit play, it goes back to the start, it's because this setting is turned on. We've got interface settings here. So scaling. This changes the leave on to auto scaling images, right? So this is for the sides of your iPad and such. Follow mode position sets the edge of the area where the bar will be constrained to continuous follow mode. So it decides where along the timeline that it will start following along, start moving along. And you can set this to a percentage, right? So it's set to 75. Oscilloscope scale, you can decide the scale of the waveform for the oscilloscope. Pretty standard stuff. Sound, you've got a buffer size here, so you can decide what buffer size you want for the overall sound. This ain't going to take up a lot of memory on your iPad, right? It's pretty damn nice. We've got allow vibrations on, pop-up piano height, so you can change the height of the piano that when you bring up the piano screen. We'll leave that at 20, right? And your toolbar position, you can change this from top to bottom. So you'll see that now has gone to the bottom, but we'll leave it up the top because it's easier for you guys to see here on this particular broadcast. Boom. Of course, you've got your timestamp of your track. You hit play. You can see that moving. Here is your oscilloscope, so you can see sound actually moving when you touch this. You've got some CPU usage in there, which is very handy. Remember, you're not really going to crash this thing out because you can't load it up with AUV3s. It has its own synth engines in here to rely on, and they're pretty damn decent, especially for this kind of music. It gives you a little bit of a tracker vibe, but it's not a tracker. It's definitely a DAW, Ed. Absolutely 100% a DAW. Don't know what happened there. Here's your help section. So this will take you to the online documentation. If you tap this, here's the online documentation. Just a word of advice. There's a video here you can watch, one for mobile and desktop. It's not really complete. They both go for about 20 odd minutes, but they just give you the basics kind of thing. Some of the stuff in here is not finished. Just so you know, the documentation is not done. So be aware of that. It's kind of some of the latter stuff with editing wavetables, that kind of stuff. But most of this, I think up to here is done, right? It's still a work in progress, right? So, and the developer has been very clear on this. Just keep watching. It's going to keep expanding and keep growing. But for $9, if this is your poison, it's definitely a really hot little app. Play, rewind, right? Pretty simple controls. And you can see every time I tap the play button again, it goes back to the start. That's that setting that we had set up. I'm really loving you, YouTube, today. You're really helping with my numbers by fucking with the chat. Great job, YouTube. Piano. Here's the piano. So you can see this is the percentage that we changed earlier on. G'day, Lewis. You can come in here and config this as well too. Where do we do that? Was it in here? Was it in mobile, I think. Piano height. See? So the piano, when you bring it up, it's going to be a set height, but you can change that. I think you can change it on the fly. No, you can't change it on the fly. So if you want to make that piano a little bit smaller, you have to come into interface, to mobile, sorry, and bring that back down to whatever you would like there. Back down to 20. That's good. Now remember, again, I said at the start, you can't really use a external keyboard. You've got to use the on-screen like this, right? Old school iOS, man. Old school. Tap the piano to get rid of it again. Bring it back up. And here are your project settings. Now, there are multiple ways to get to your project settings, but this is the main one. Here's where you can change things out. You can tap here. You can change the name of the project. So you tap on it, untitled project. We'll just call it demo for now. Hit OK. And you can see up the top here, it's changed the project name. You can change your author. You can do all this fancy stuff. And okay, so that's now changed all of that. You can update the frequency, okay, and then you can get into the song details as well. Tap the little arrow. You can change the name of the song in here as well too. We can call this Space Creep, whatever. So now that song has changed name. You can give it a different color, of course. You can decide how long the actual track is going to be, right? So you can change your bars. It's set when you load up 16 bars. You can extend that to whatever you want. Is there a drag? Yeah, so if you drag up and down, you can change it that way. Or just hold down, I think it is. Hold down on this, and you can see that going down. So now we're at 1. We'll just leave it at 16 for now, right? So it's just hold down with your finger or anything like that. Time signature. Lots of different time signatures. Completely up to you. So your upper time signature, you can do 4 eighths. There you go. You can do 11 eighths. It's pretty flexible in that department, right? So we'll just stick to 4/4. Close. Time signature. So that's all that. We've said all those. Now you've got your master channel here, and you can rename your master channel. You can see that up here. That is this track here. This can't be deleted, of course. This is your master channel. This is where the main volume is attached. But you can change that from master. You can, again, change the color if you want. You can change the balance from left to right. We'll just bring that back to 0. Your volume, you can change the overall volume. The BPM can be changed in here as well too. Now you'll notice, as I drag, it's very fast. But if I pull down below, and you can see when I drag, it's a lot slower. So you can really fine tune what you're doing here. Let's just bring this, I don't know, we'll bring it to what, 120 standard. Again, now if I pull down, I can drag a little bit slower. Get to that 120. There we go. 120 BPM. And your final frequency. Here's where you can add effects as well too, to the master chain. Now remember, we're on the master at the moment, and you can see this by these little sections here. So we've got demo. I tap this arrow, it opens Space Creep, the name of the song, and then I open this and it shows you the master. So in here, you can add effects to the master channel. You've got volume, pan and balance, you've got filters, equalizers, reverbs, chorus. So I can add a reverb if I want for the overall mix. Tap it, hit the tick button, and there's your reverb. You can do what your mix is for the reverb, the room size, the width, the dampening. And that's your reverb now, which would be over the top of the entire mix. Super cool. If you want to get rid of those, how do I get rid of them? I actually don't know. Just hold down. See where it says here? Hold down. Hold down on anything, right? And it'll bring up a little context menu down the bottom, and you can just delete that effect. Let's try it again. Let's add another effect in here. So we'll add a equalizer, EQ. G'day, Shelley. And again, here's your EQ. You can control all of that here with these sliders and decide what you want for your EQ, how much of the mix you want it to be. But if you don't want it, hold down. Or you can even copy the effects settings to clipboard and say you want to put these on another track. You want to copy these, you can do that, or just delete the effect. So remember, this is just the master that we're on here. And again, this can be gotten to by clicking the master up the top, and everything else opens from there. Sweet, good. Let's get into adding tracks, because it does work like a DAW also. All you need to do to add a track is hit add over in the top here, and you will get the option to add an instrument channel or an effect chain. An effect chain is something that you add underneath a channel, so you can't really, we'll get to that. Instrument channel, so you've got options here, and there's plenty of them. You've got a tab here, so generic stuff, Yamaha stuff, Famicom NES, so this is Super Nintendo and Nintendo sounds, and you've got Game Boy sounds as well too. So in the Game Boy, we've got the typical Game Boy square sound. You've got the Game Boy noise, which is used for hi-hats, percussion sounds, anything like that. And you've got a Game Boy wave sound. Famicom, we've got the NES square sound, the NES triangle, NES noise, NES 1-bit DPC, and there's an explanation for all of these. NES 7-bit PCM, NES Famicom. So Famicom is Super Nintendo. So this is your Super Nintendo disk system. We've got, so there's heaps, right? Heaps of stuff, and they give you a full explanation. Namco 163. Then you've got some Yamaha generators as well. So operators, FM channels, a lot of FM stuff in here. Also, generic. You got generic saw, generic square, triangle, sine. You got some FM stuff. 4 operator, 2 operator, 3 operator. Generic wavetable, all this kind of stuff. An 8-bit calculator. And down the bottom, you have SoundFonts. We'll start with the sound font, right? Tap it. And now we have a track over here. Again, hold down and you get options down the bottom. So the two methods of accessing things with this is to either hold down, and that'll bring up a contextual menu down the bottom, or double tap and it will slide across here and give you information on this particular track. Once again, you can come in here and change the name of this track. You can see over here it's called SoundFont 1. You can come in and change the name of it. Click over here. We'll call this, I guess, drums. And that should change the name of that track. You can change the color, all this kind of stuff. And you can come in and change the sound font. So you can see over here, we've got what sound font this is. You can load your own sound fonts in here. Tap on here and it says, this is just a general sound font. You can open one from storage. So if you've downloaded your own sound fonts, you can do that as well too. Over here is where you'll find your sound fonts. You can go, we've got a piano at the moment. Right, you tap left and right. I'll show you over here. Tap. Honky tonk. Or just tap here and you'll get the list of all the sound fonts. So if you're well aware about sound fonts, go down to the bottom. You should find some orchestral kits. We've got an electronic kit. We've got a room kit. So now over here too on the keyboard, there's these arrows. When you see those, you can move them around. You know, drums are normally around C2. Right, so there you go. There's your standard drums, ready to start copying in your drums. You can mix up generators as well. I find this very interesting. Here it says add generator. You can come in and add something else. Like you can, if say you're using a Famicom Square, you could add in an NES triangle as well, and then mix those two sounds together to create something unique, right? So that's pretty cool. You do have some channel settings down here as well if we scroll up. So these, in here, sorry, across the top here, you can change the pitch, transpose, tune. Again, just drag or, right? So we've got blending as well. So this is what you would do to blend the different sound fonts that you may, if you've added another generator. And down here in this setting, we've got general stuff. So the name of the sound font, color, balance, volume. So this is your, and you can see which one's selected. So you got drums selected here. You also have some polyphony stuff and you have arpeggiator stuff as well. So to get to this again, just double tap over here and this will get to all the information for your track. Again, over to this side quickly before we start posting in notes. This little view button allows you to show the mixer. So it's like a quick view of everything that you have going over here, your tracks, your master. And so if you need to quickly adjust your volume or the effect send or the balance left and right, you can do that. You can turn on follow mode as well from here. So just a little menu over there that is quick and easy to get to. Right, now I want to paste something in. So I'm just pinching now to spread this out. So we've got a bit of a wider view so we can see what's going on. And it's as easy as this to put in something. I'm just going to tap and there's a block ready to go. So now if I double tap, if I tap on this block, we'll get rid of this piano for now. Here we'll give you your piano roll. Scroll anywhere along here, up and down, because we want to get to C2 so we can start putting in these drums. G'day, Gary Hubs. Hello to anybody else who's trying to type in the chat and it's not working. YouTube is broken. What can I say? So to tap things in, it's as easy as this. Tap a note. Double tap and it disappears. Tap. There's our kick. Snare. Get it right on the line and you are good. Double tap. This is where zooming in helps, right? So if I hit play, it's a bit too far, right? That's my fault. So let's fix this up. We'll zoom in here and I can move these as well too. I can grab them, move them around wherever I want just by grabbing, moving around. Now when we hit play, and we're starting to build drums up. So let's put in some hats as well. So we're going to come back here and put in just tap. That's not what I wanted. Double tap. Hat right there. And I'm going to show you how to do this a lot easier, but we'll just get in this first set. Now we hit play. Okay. So if you want to select a whole lot of these, hold down, see how this little cursor starts flashing, then you can drag. Now you've got the option to either extend these out. You can do an extend. It's not going to work for everything. Or you can copy these out and just drag them out. Didn't want to do that, did I? But if you've stuffed up like that, you can just move them out. Very simple. So just copy and just drag wherever you want these to go. So you can see, very easy to extend this stuff. Cool. Are we getting it? Are we on board? Something else I want to show you. Let's just come in here and now you'll see what this has done. It's made these extra tracks here. So it's extended these. So these are all in single blocks. And what this means is I can select a block, an individual block. You can select them from here as well or you can see which ones are selected, right? So if we select number 3, we can see we're in the middle of number 3 here. If I change one of these, it doesn't change anything else in the pattern, okay? Let's just go and put that back. Now what I'm going to do is come up here, hold down, and remove all of these. So I've selected a group of these, and I'm going to hit delete up the top. Now, there's another way to extend these out. So you can either tap up here and then copy them this way and just drag them out one by one. So you can see, essentially we're doing the same thing. Go back to the start. But again, if I zoom in on these, I can come in and change any of these, right? And nothing, and all the rest of these things won't change either, right? So if I change this kick again, only this square changes. Now there is a reason I'm showing you this. So let's undo all of this. And we've only got one here. Now the difference is if instead of using the copy, if I use this link and start dragging these out, it does virtually the same thing, but you'll see it puts a little link on them. And what that does is now if I change anything down here, everything in that line will change along with it. So it is worth your while to understand the difference between linked copied files and just copied files, right? Or you will move something and it'll be a total mess, right? So now if we hit play, and this might be really good. I might want to come in here and change this hi-hat. Where are we? To a closed, more of a closed hat. But I might just want to do this last or this third one here. And you can see they all change along with, right? Sweet. Now, also, you can hold down, let's just bring this, all these back up. You can hold down on individual notes and it'll bring up this contextual menu as well. And you can create these really cool things, which we'll show you in a second, with a synthesizer where you can slide notes, because there's a lot of notes in 8-bit music that has slides. Anyway, we've got drums. Let's load in a couple of other synths. Obviously, I'm not going to get through all of this today. Let's create another instrument, and we'll use something like just a saw. We'll use a Famicom square sound, right? And now when I bring up the keyboard, we can do chords, all that kind of stuff. Again, if I want to put in some notes, let's kill this keyboard. Here is our board. We're going to go a bit higher here. And let's just put in a chord. And you can grab from these as well. zoom in, and you can extend them. So you want to make it a little bit longer, you can do that as well too. Just by dragging the little arrow, we're going to make a simple chord here. There's our first chord. We can make it shorter, longer, whatever you like, right? Let's make it about half that. Let's do the same for this. We'll put in a couple of chords. Again, no keyboard input, unfortunately. It just is what it is. And let's put in one there. Hit play. Again, you want to change the volume. It's a little bit loud. Double tap. You can do it from here. You can grab the volume from here. Now, I'm not obviously not making a killer song here. It's what it is. But let's come in and just copy these out. So it's as long at least as this. Because I want to show you a few techniques. Now, with chords and such, in 16-bit games, you'll notice there's a lot of arpeggiation that goes on. There was a trick that they used to use with this stuff. And so if you want to create an arpeggio, you can hold down, select the notes. Once you have your notes selected, you can hold down on them, release, and you get this selection here, which says toggle selection arpeggio chords. And you'll see they get these lines through them. Then you can come over here, and tap on the track, the actual track, and look for down here, and you'll see arpeggio. And this is where you can change the sequence. You can change the depth of the sequence. So when I drag this now, you can see that the dots get larger. So let me play this. Right? Very, very, I mean, this is geared for 16-bit mayhem. You can go up and down sequences, up and down. You've got all these options here. Right, so you could come into this second lot here, select these, turn these into an arpeggio as well, hold down, release, turn into an arpeggio, and they're going to remain the same arpeggio settings as the previous one. So much fun, man. I don't care what anybody says. I think this is just beautiful. Now, when you have things selected as well, you'll see you've got some added stuff over here too. So obviously you've got snap to beats, so your quantization pretty much, and you can snap to grid, snap to values, so a whole lot of stuff there. Plus you've got parameters. So if we choose like a velocity parameter, and you've got velocity, tuning, aftertouch, generator group. We'll just go with velocity just for now, and then turn this on. Now you can see all your velocities for each chord you've got going on, and you can grab these individually. So we've got this one selected at the moment. You control them this way, and you choose by tapping the note. So you can tap individual notes, or you can select the whole chord. So now when we play this back, let's actually go to this one, and we'll change the velocities of these individually. So now when we play back, right, so a lot of power just in this little section here. Turn off the, you can turn that off here, hit show, and it's gone. You've got another view button here for your follow mode. You can include ghost notes as well. Turn those on and off from here also. The other thing I want to show you, let's do some slide stuff. So we'll do that in another track. What are we doing? We're going from C to D4. So we'll just add a new instrument channel. What do we got? We got 17 minutes. 17 minutes. We'll grab a generic sine wave and come over here and tap in here. So we'll put in a note. There's our note, and we want to go to what, D4? sliding. Sliding is really fun. I hold down on this, let go, and you see up here it say make a slide note linear, frequency linear, or period linear. Let's just choose linear, and you can decide where you want this slide to go. Delete. If we hold down, we can have the slide go wherever we want. You can drag this slide down here, so you can see I want this C4 to slide to this D4. Let's mute this sucker over here. Where's our mute? I don't know. We'll just put the volume down for this one for now. There is a mute, and I just can't work it. Remember where it is. So now when we play, right, you can hear that slide up. There's our note. So that slides up. Now with some of these notes, it's going to slide and then play the note. If that happens, you can come up here, click on this note, and then turn off the attack on the note. So it's actually a more clean slide. And then you could have this slide down. You can slide entire chords all the way down. So you've got complete power to do these crazy fucking slides. I reckon that's heaps of fun. Something else you can do as well too is, obviously, I keep reminding you, we don't have time to do a full crazy everything there is in here. But, g'day, Professor Boomer. On your track here, this Nintendo Square, let's just bring the volume back up because I turned that volume down. And we'll turn the volume down for the sine track. When you double tap, you get these options over here. You can also add a bunch of effects to this track, right? So we looked at that earlier with adding effects to the master track. Well, you can do it here as well too. So all you do is tap effect and you get the same list of effects. So if we add a filter to this, we now have this filter here, right? Now I might want to, well, let's turn this, and with the filter, you've got your low pass. You can change this out, right? Like a regular filter with these dials. I'm going to change it to a band pass. Let's just bring this in here. We'll change the Q a little bit. So we've got a little band pass filter here. Now this will just affect the entire track, right? So as I change it in real time, you can see but that's not good. I want this to, you can actually animate this and create a full-on filter. You can create modulation. Now I can't remember how to do it. I'm having a breakdown. How do I do it from here? Polyphony, I think you do it from here. Hold down. No, see, my brain's gone. Man, I love this job so much. Do we do it from here? Hold down, delete, toggle. Ah, good on you, Jade. There's a way to do it, and I've lost my train of thought. How do we do it from here? Good on you, Jade. Well done. It's not in here. Add an effect. Yeah, my brain's just not working. But there is a way to do it. It's one of those days, man. One of those days. I can't even type in my own fucking chat. Is it blend? Blend, band limit, pitch. I can't remember. Fuck you. Let's try. View pattern piano roll. It's one of these. It is somewhere over here. It is a hold down method. Is it parameters, views? I give up. I give up. You know what? What am I talking about? We've got the help menu. We've got time. We've got 12 minutes. What am I talking about? Let's come over here and just check. Instead of me just being a pussy, and show you how easy it is. So ADSR, envelopes, custom sequences, automation. Automation. Boom. Here we go. So you can do this with, we can add automation. The automation track filter. where are we? Automation tracks are special tracks. So you can create automation tracks as well. An automation track typically belonging to the instrument, effect, or parameter. Automation track is made on the left is the scale, which shows the horizontal grid values. So let's go in the middle of the editor itself. And down here, editing curves, adding and deleting verticals, selecting verticals. Where does it say where I do it? On the scale, which shows the horizontal grid. Let's get back over here. I'm just going to come in and go add an effect chain. So you can add effect chains and you can't move them. Okay, how do I move these up? There's a way to move this up as well too. So you can add effect chains here as well. Let's just, channel has no track. All right, so I probably didn't need to do that. Man, I'm butchering everything, man. I should just make a song. But you can modulate this stuff. I'll tell you what, the best way to do it is to watch the video because I'm going to just get too screwy. Let's just keep adding some stuff in here. I'm going to use this sign and just create a melody. Let's do that. So what do we got? This. I'm going to remove all this. And let's just draw in some melody stuff. We'll zoom in. And again, very easy to move stuff around. And we'll go and back down to a C. Let's just create a melody. I've no idea what we're doing here, but it's going to be okay. Show mixer, volume back up. Now, I don't know if you can do this. Can you change, if we hold down, can we change out I don't think you can change out the instrument, but what you can do, so you can mute from here as well and solo, delete the track, add a piano roll track. You can copy all of this as well and add this into a new track too, if you want to change the sound of this. So there's our terrible little, I'm going to grab this one from here, drag that across there. In fact, let's go back over to these and we'll change. We'll copy these out. So I'm going to get rid of these. You can just tap and hit the delete up the top. And I'm just going to drag these ones out. So we've got the same pattern happening. And then it's this one. Nice. Now, hopefully you get the idea. I wish I got my automation stuff sorted. Let's try one more time. We got a few minutes. I'm sure once this show's finished, I'm going to kick myself at how stupid I was for not getting the automation right. View pattern piano roll. We want to come in here, hold down, double tap, and let's add an effect from here. See if we can do a reverb. There's our reverb. General settings, we've got that. So that's our sine wave. That's all good. Oh, you can change stuff in here as well too. So you can change the sine wave from here as well. So you might want to get rid of this one and change it to this Yamaha. And now we should have changed that, right? So that is where you can change the sound at. So you don't have to load an entire brand new generator. You can just come in and change it in here in your general settings by, again, double tap. Here's your track. Or you can just, and this particular sound, this is an FM. So you've got different operators. So for different modules, you've got different operators, frequencies. It's very deep. There's a lot of really cool sounds in this thing. So I know there's going to be people really upset saying, oh, but it's no AUV3. But, right, do you need it? It's a 16-bit thingy. So you can change your mix here, the room size of your reverb, make it a little bit wider. So now when we play this back, terrible notes in there. What was I doing? I was in here. I was trying to do this automation thing, which I'm obviously not going to work out. All right, I think we can wrap this up for now. I think hopefully this has been a little bit of a help on if this is the right thing for you, if it's going to help you make the right music that you want to make. Look, there's definitely a lot of buzz around this because you can export your project. You can, as I said in the beginning, you can export the MIDI, right? So you've got all MIDI channels for each track. So you can send it out to different MIDI channels. Pretty damn cool. Or you can send it out as a full song. Super easy. Choose your bit rate, all that kind of stuff. You've got a looping mode here. Send this out to, I guess we can send this to audio share. And that should have saved. Right, but the ability to use this on cross-genre, on cross-platforms, open up on Windows, do it on your Mac, is very enticing. And there is a big, big community of people who make 8-bit chiptune music. And why would you fart around with Logic when this does all of that very, very, very simple? Wow, look at that. Even these comments aren't coming through. Man, I give up with YouTube. I don't know what the deal is with YouTube. Don't know why no comments are working. I have no idea. So there you go. This is the deal. It is $8.99 on the iOS App Store. You get the Mac version. You get the iPhone and iPad version. And if you want to get the PC version, go to the website. It is completely free to download. From there, tomorrow on the show, let's talk about this. Hopefully, everything is fixed tomorrow. I doubt it. It's YouTube. It's the most broken platform going around at the moment. We have an interview happening, if I can find it. Ethereal UK. Her name is Watsara. I featured her music on Unearthed, and she is just a beautiful artist. Such a beautiful artist. You know what? Let's go out and close with one of her songs before I dump you over to Thomas Christ, who has You Rock happening. Ethereal UK. Let me find, she just dropped a brand new track, I think, on her channel. So she's on the show tomorrow. She just dropped this track, Birds of a Feather, 12 hours ago. So let's go out with this, and I will see you tomorrow for that great interview. And let's Oge.
Heed the calls of our ancestors as we glide amongst the birds of our feathers. Heed the calls of our ancestors as we glide amongst the birds of our feathers. They might Imagine a time we should never forget, that paved our ways where merely silhouettes, dancing and chanting, crafting and casting, prisms of wisdom in all directions. Heed the calls of our ancestors as we glide amongst the birds of our feathers. Heed the calls of our ancestors as we glide amongst the birds of our feathers. Crimson figurines and painted boughs, hear the whispers and proverbial seashells. Let them guide your voice of reason, that anger